Anyway, let's go ahead and talk to Tataru and Kryl and see what news they have for us. Last time we got the Vana cutscene at the end of Elpis. Do you know which one I mean? And we suffered some emotional damage, or rather Vana did. And now we got back to the Baldizian Annex, and let's go ahead and talk to Tataru and Kryl and see what news they have for us. You have a knack for turning up exactly when you need it. This is no exception. As the heavens burn, though you and Kryl both have news to share, hers is perhaps more urgent. Judging by the image, yes, I think it is. So, have you learned aught more of the final days? Unfortunately, yes. Then the journey was well worth the risk. No doubt your newfound knowledge will be a great boon to us all. Unfortunately, during your time in the First, events have taken a turn for the worse. The scions are running themselves ragged, trying to contain the spread of blasphemies, but it's a losing battle. To try and ascertain the where and why of it, Alize and Alphanode have been traveling all over. Of all the regions they visited, Locus Amanus is one of the worst affected. Thancred Estinian and Graha took a detachment of allied soldiers there to offer aid and succor to those in need. But the province is vast. They only managed to visit a handful of coastal villages. It was an accomplishment worth celebrating, still, but a drop in the bucket at best. In the meantime, Ishtola and Master Matoya have been making a concerted effort to establish contact with Hydaelyn in the Ethereal Sea, but to no avail. As for Tataru and I, we've been keeping a close eye on the Forum. From what we gather, they've been constructing a vessel to ferry people to the moon, an ambitious project that has likely been years, if not decades in the making. However, since we've seen no sign of it thus far, I suspect it's still incomplete. I'm going to take a wild guess and say we're going to use that to go to the end of the universe and talk to Meteion. And that's probably going to be the spaceship that we see in the title screen. That's also probably where Monbrida's parents went. You will recall the proposal issued by Master Fortunal to the people of Radzed Han. Following their discussion, Vitra declared his support for the plan, and urged those who wish to evacuate to accept the Forum's invitation. So far so good, but that's where things got a little strange. Apparently, the Forum caught wind of the lunar teleporter in the Tower of Babel, and decided to use it to deliver people to the moon instead of their mysterious ship. Oh, so we've just got a ship that we can use. How convenient. Therefore, to secure safe passage to the for the Hanish refugees to the tower, Alphanode, Alize, Estinian, and Graha traveled to Garlemald not too long ago. Trouble is, the capital was hardly the safest place to begin with, and now the final days have come to Garlemald. That doesn't surprise me at all. That's probably going to be like ground zero for, what's the right word? What are the right words that they used? Hopelessness and despair? That's about right. Shortly after our friends arrived, they were sent to rendezvous with Master Fortunald. Then panic broke out, and our communications were severed. From what fragments we were able to make out before the link shell went completely silent, we can only assume the phenomenon has spread to the capital. The others need you, Brillian. Please, you must help them. And here I thought we were going to Labyrinthos. Apparently we're going back to Garlemald. Having you there will make all the difference, I'm sure of it. Camp Broken Glass was the first port of call, so you'd best start there. Hopefully Lucia will know where they are. There is no telling what you'll be walking into, so you had best take every possible precaution. I'll make sure to eat my hard-boiled egg beforehand. I don't think it's a hard-boiled egg. I think it's just a boiled egg. Right? Yeah. I'll be sure to let Thancred and Y'shtola know you're back. At least they're still responding to their link pearls. It pains me to send you off into an unknown peril after you've only just returned, but 12 willing, you won't be alone for long. I mean, hopefully not. Anyway, let's head on up to Camp Broken Glass. Oh, looks like we're gonna have some fun. Hey, Lucia, you having fun over here? Brilliant, and not a moment too soon. The skies over Garlemald are ablaze. Wrong button. Oh, that doesn't do what I thought it did. Yeah, I'd say it's the final days. Skies over Garlemald are ablaze, and it's events on the ground that concern me. As you will have heard, your fellow scions arrived ahead of you. We cut the customary greetings short after we received word from our troops in Magna Glacies that the Forum's airship had landed. It was then that the heavens began to burn. I dispatched your friends at once to ensure the refugees come to no harm. I would have you join them immediately. Additional support is en route, but we will discuss them later. I trust you are ready to depart. On departing, several cutscenes will play. Recommend you set aside sufficient time. Looks like we got to get into popcorn again. Addition, you're required to participate in battles. Okay. That's about what I expected. Earlier on the Magna Glacies. I mean, it's kind of no surprise that Garlemald would this would happen in Garlemald.
No. 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 We were promised an escape. Not the same doom we fled.
I shall not meet my final days here in this blasted waste. Calm yourselves. Your panic is our greatest enemy. Come, we must build a line of defense.
Yeah, that's not gonna work. I can't hear you. That's gonna be Alphanone. Or Alize.
How?
Leave the fighting to us, Father. You must lead the people to safety.
I can handle this pair. You?
Shall tend to the refugees. Let us be about it.
As you wish, my little lord.
Oh, we're gonna play as Alphanone. They gotta showcase Sage. Alright, let's see. Restore HP, AoE heal, bigger heal. Let's see, that's 400, that's 300, but it does a barrier. That's OGCD, that's damage. That's a dot, okay. Oh, okay, that's how I should do this. Okay. And this is cures all and all in. Okay, that's just an AoE damage. Okay. Oh, that's AoE. Oh, that's a big AoE. Okay. Let's apply dots to both of these.
Leave it to me.
Oh, come on, guys. Let's not do this, please. Come on. Okay, that's Oshi's city.
Those who can stand, come with me.
You're safe now. Easy now. Deep breaths.
Your allies will
Worry
see
not
you
for
to
the
your safety.
refugees, but for yourself.
I was gonna trying to get Vestinian's shield, but it doesn't look like it works like that. If that's an AoE heal, but I do need to heal myself. Need to keep my dot up. I'm gonna stack. Oh, but I forgot I had an OGCD heal. I should have used that. Well, it really didn't feel like it was doing anything. Hello, Ezvar. Let's try this again. No, I don't need to do very easy. Alright, where are we going
Worry
next?
not
Oh,
for
right, the thing is gonna
refugees, but
spawn.
for yourself, boy.
Vestinian's gonna come running in. Don't walk right in. Don't walk into it until after it's been done. Almost kept on walking there. Going a little better. Although I'm not doing too hot. Wait, let's not get petrified. It feels like these heals barely do anything sometimes.
But not hard enough!
Oops, I was on. I accidentally healed myself. Come on, I'm trying to target Ostinian. There we go. I just needed to actually heal him.
Help! Someone, please!
What?
Another friendly fellow. Well, at least he didn't trip.
No. Don't. I don't want to die.
Forward! Let
Oh,
not a
there we go.
single fiend escape!
I figured this is who Lucia meant she was sending.
Wait, that's... Euless and the army. So, you've recovered then? In time enough to be of aid, for once. We can speak of it more later.
For now, we must fight! To repay your salvation in kind, or with better! For Garlemald has her pride!
Of that I've no doubt.
And Dad just watching.
Good gods. Of all possible saviors, the Imperial Army.
Yep. Is your pride not gonna let you? Let you accept help?
I had hoped to take all of them down at once.
Think a withdrawal might be in order?
Oh, sod that. You know who would never abandon these people to their fate.
You know who.
To be devoured by their former friends. That'd be beyond cruel. These beasts must fall here and now.
Well then, I'd say it's high time we threw caution to the winds.
Isn't that like Alizé's motto?
So long as you spare me the heroic sacrifices. Now, let's go!
She's telling her Grahad to hold back on heroic sacrifices. That's in his nature. Come on. Okay, let's see. Is this gonna be the same as it was before? Let's see. These are attacks, OGCD, an AoE, heal, buff, and limit break. Okay. Start with that. Okay, that was This jumps in. Then it'll leap out, right? At some point it'll leap out. Right? I don't remember how this works. Okay, so this is arranged and then this leaps in. Let me make sure to actually heal us. I picked up Red Mage, but I only did the first quest. I'll eventually play it, because I want to try out all the classes eventually. Although there have already been some that I just like, I'm never gonna play, like Bard. Plus, all of these scenario versions of the classes are not quite the same. Like, it's enough to give you the general idea of how they work, but it's still different. I've played Black Mage and Samurai. I like Black Mage's, I usually don't like caster classes, but I like the way that Black Mage works.
I'm fine.
Okay, that's OGCD AoE. Alright, Graha can heal himself because he's all around her.
Not today.
Make sure to heal myself. Did the impact, should probably heal. There we go.
I'm not done yet.
Let's actually make sure I'm healed up so I don't don't want to actually fail this. Do my melee combos, but I think that does more DPS. Yeah, it does. So how is this gonna work? Where's Graha going? Ah, okay, that's how it's gonna work. That's one of the reasons I tend to do dungeons with NPCs, because usually they just kind of tell you what to do.
Fair play. On guard.
Oh, gee, that was a pretty strong LB. Well, the thing is, the NPCs tend to do a bit less damage. Or at least in my experience. So it usually makes them take a bit longer.
Not the barest trace of ether. Maybe there really is no way to bring them back.
The other reason I do it is so I don't have to wait in queue on stream. Oh yeah, if I'm gonna do a lower level dungeons, I'll just do it unsynced.
Thank you for saving our lives once again. I remember you. From Purusha. You helped us there too, didn't you?
Ah, you're from Palakar's stand. I'm glad you're still in one piece. Or you will be, once I see to that injury of yours.
Wonder how all these people from Thavnair with tropical climate are dealing with being in this snowy, wintry climate.
Look out!
Yeah, literally the first scene in the trailer. Exactly the same, except it's Graw, huh?
Get out of here! Quickly! I won't lose them! Not a one! This will be a brighter future! I won't let a madman's apocalypse ruin everything we've fought to achieve!
Get it together, Alize. You're embarrassing yourself. And in front of father, no less.
This whole sequence is reminding me of the discussion that
You
we
might
had in
never
Elpis about
measure up
Dynamis.
to our champion. But we ask too much of her as it is. You mustn't let our sword in the darkness fight alone.
And there we are.
Oh,
I'm back. You've done it well in my absence. This is precisely why you should never skip your squat regiment, really. You've done well.
I can look after myself, you know.
Elsie, please.
Everything's in order, I trust?
I've had enough of this rabble! Come on!
Nice, finally get to actually play my regular class. Not those, like, imitation versions of other classes.
Oh, a trio for the ages.
Thanks, have a good rest.
Just the beginning.
Just gonna launch that thing in here.
This should be the last of the worst troublemakers. With me!
One thing about playing Dragoon is just how many OGCDs things that you gotta. Where are we going here? Right here? This should be safe. Oh, right in the center. Okay. Oops, wrong button. Press control instead of shift. Oops, wrong button. They're standing over there.
Where were we?
Feel a lot easier to do that mechanic if you just use arm's length and don't get knocked back. There we go. Who's this? Or is that just, those are just soldiers. Yeah, those are just soldiers.
You must board without delay. The ship will depart ere long.
Your offer to host us in Sharlayan is most appreciated. But will the final days not soon fall upon it as well?
Good point.
Your hesitation is not unwarranted. The satrap entrusted me with your lives, yet I have failed your comrades. Nor are you wrong to fear that this corruption will continue to spread. I cannot promise you complete safety, even in my homeland. What I can promise is that I will do all in my power to protect you. That power is not inconsiderable. Even now, my countrymen are preparing the vessel that will deliver us to a sanctuary on the moon. Join us on our journey there, and beyond, to new horizons. Come to old Sharlayan. Please.
We would be fools to refuse such a generous offer made in earnest.
It seems they've a new destination.
The people of Radzat-Han have known too much suffering. The march to Garlemald will only bring them more, short though it may be.
I quite agree. Fortunately, they have you to look after them.
Yes. Well,
Behind you! Just there!
More of them.
Huh. That's not the face I wanted to
Xenos.
see.
Here!
You'll be all right. Hurry to the airship.
Why have you come?
A heretofore unseen beast. 'Twas ripe for the slaying.
Yeah, that's in character.
Poor sport, alas. Unfit to temper my blade.
Oh, for the love of... You cannot still be on about a rematch.
I mean, it's kind of his character.
That is and has ever been my sole concern.
At least he's honest.
You, on the other hand, are fixated on a different quarry. Your passion pales before mine, yet neither hate nor despair seem sufficient to recapture your misdirected bloodlust. So, I hone my blade, and I wait.
That's it. That's all you care about.
You clearly don't know Xenos.
Garlemald is in ruins. Our homeland, the nation you rule, is as good as gone. Along with so many of its people. Not just soldiers like us. Not only those who fought and killed for power and duty. Innocent civilians.
And why should he care?
Murdered by their own flesh and blood. Lost and confused as they breathed their last. While we who survived with our lives and minds intact were left to freeze to death. The Eorzeans tell me all this was your doing! You slaughtered your countrymen! You did! For what?
Sport?
For nothing in the end. So much wasted effort.
You.
You probably shouldn't do this.
You
I thought he was gonna attack him.
bastard!
Is he gonna attack him?
For your own sake, Eulus, you must control your anger. It will serve no one should it consume you and see you transformed.
Would you be happier had I a good reason?
What?
If my motives met with your approval, would you no longer resent the outcome? If so, then perhaps a beast's skin would suit you better. Duty, honor, morality. All constructs of convenience when put to proof. Surely the war taught you how easily power becomes the tool of the self-righteous. How the people's justice was merely a means to their ends? Yet you would ask me why. Ask any creature of this star and those above for answers, and they will tell you what suits their fancy. And they would be right to do so. What meaning there is to be found in the petty vicissitudes of your existence must be gleaned by you, and you alone. Should you seek it in battle in the fruitless pursuit of my demise, then come. Assume your rightful place as a notch on my blade.
Jeez. No, that's a really bad idea.
You are a blight on the Garlean race, and there would be no more satisfying way to expunge it than by beating you to death. But I will not be party to another tragedy. I refuse to lose anyone else because of you. So go. Go! And may we never suffer your madness again!
Oh, but what about the plot? Well, I guess he's not really part of the plot anymore, is he?
Xenos! Perhaps you found meaning in living this way. I cannot deny you found strength. Yet if you only pursue your hedonistic pleasures and pay no heed to the plight of others, then no one will give you the time of day. You will never get what you want, not even the battle you pine for so dearly. You'll be alone for an eternity, and you'll deserve every agonizing second of it.
Interesting take. I appreciate your concern, and I will choose to ignore it.
We're ready to depart. The refugee ships will be leaving shortly, but I've asked mine to remain for the time being. There's room enough for you to join me on it, if you wish.
Probably a good idea. We don't really need to be here anymore.
Do contain your surprise. I needn't agree with the Scions' methods or intentions to acknowledge that their deeds are deserving of gratitude.
True, a lot more people would have been killed.
Offer. But might I ask why you are delaying your departure? I presume it is not solely for our benefit.
I must visit Garlemald ere we return to Sharlayan. Having caused such an uproar, 'tis only meet that I explain myself to the Ilzabard contingent.
Allow us to accompany you.
Yeah.
We should be glad to facilitate, given our familiarity with all concerned. If you would like to join as well, Ulysses, we can speak of recent events on the way.
He'll be after your seat on the forum next.
Jeez. Stinian. Come on, man, smile. Alright, let's talk to everyone. That the final days should manifest here too, after everything these people have suffered. Is fate cruel beyond words? Nevertheless, with allies old and new at our side, there is yet a reason to be hopeful. It's been a while since we last spoke. For some time I was not myself. Lucia and the others told me what happened that night, and about the events that took place while I was receiving treatment. It was only then that I realized the lengths you and yours go to. I know I might never be able to repay you, but I'll be damned if I don't try. And most of all, I want to thank you, all of you, for everything you've done and continue to do so for the sake of my people. At the very least, I am glad our own members are accounted for. This is the contingent's base of operations, I take it. We couldn't save them all, but if we derived any later, it would have been a massacre. Things were looking bleak until you and the first turned up. Though there will be time later to discuss your journey and the first, there's one thing I must ask. Did you perchance speak to our friends in the Crystarium? Yeah, we met Reen. I think we met Lena, too. Lena and Baikalov both warned me against... That's right. Of course they both did. It's just what you do, Graha. Strange that it were expressed such similar sentiments. Identical, in fact. But their advice is duly noted. Graha, there might be a reason that both of them gave the exact same advice. You may not be an old man anymore, but you're still the overworking boy that you are at heart. To see Zeno standing there, so uncaring and unrepentant. Gods, I don't know what came over me. I just blurted out the first thing that came to mind, but looking back on it, I stand by those words. I would say I hope they won't incite him further villainy, but to be honest, I doubt he even remembers what I said. Yeah, that's probably true. Anyway, enough about all of that. It's good to see you again. And you too, tied for number 2 Warrior of Light Simp.